This is so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Wine number 2. Some different glasses for this. So again, this is
I'll get it.
All right, thanks. This is a Riesling from St. Urbans-hof.
Talk about it.
Black label, a bunch of gold print on a lot of things. One of the earlier Rieslings that I was exposed to, something I've been a fan of for about as long as I've been really into wine, which is, boy, I guess getting towards 4 years now or something like that. But like I said, good price point. You're going to find this for under $20 a lot of places, which is great. I'd say that German Rieslings can be a bit of a gamble. I say even under the 30 price point range. But Spätlese is something I'm fond of. The Mosel Ruhr is a region in Germany I'm very fond of. This speaks to all of those, and this has been a consistently good producer in my experience. So let's give it a try. Let's see what we smell.
I've had this wine before, but I don't think I've ever placed notes on it on Cellar Tracker. This is something that I've drank out of enjoyment, and I've never tried to analyze. So
I'm going to segue quick too. If you're not familiar with Cellar Tracker, check it out. Just cellartracker.com.
Cellar Tracker's awesome.
Yeah.
For wine geeks, it's...
Even if you don't own a single bottle in your inventory, it's this huge repository of notes that you can search to help educate yourself, to help reference. If you're out shopping, he pulls it up on his iPhone all the time. You can just find out at the store if something that looks appealing to you has been drinking well lately, or if people are like, good wine but needs to be bottled in bottle for 10 more years, right? That's not the one you want to take to dinner that night.
It's entirely text-based as well, so like he was saying about using it on the iPhone, it works well in Safari. So I mean, entirely, it saved me so much money. I mean, we were actually in Napa last week and looking at Opus One, of all things, to do for dinner, for one of our big dinners that we were doing down there, and looked up the notes on it. The notes didn't justify the price, and we didn't buy it. So technically, we saved ourselves $150, $60 or whatever it would have cost.
Or even worse, $150, $60 spent on wine we wouldn't have enjoyed because it wasn't ready yet. And
exactly.
That would have been, that's a real bummer.
No, so check out Cellar Tracker. So enough advertising for Cellar Tracker. We're not advertising, by the way. Sorry.
That's fine. No, we will openly support people we're fond of. That's going to happen more than once.
Yeah.
So I'm getting some good mineral notes right on the nose. Even people talk about the minerality in German wines, and in some cases it really is strong enough that you can even smell it straight away.
Like honeycomb too.
Yep, totally. Hints of honey, and the comb's a good reference because there is a little more earthy characteristic, I think.
Yeah, it's not just straight honey. It's definitely a little more crystallized or earthy even, I guess.
Yeah, and and to me I express that as kind of like minerality. That's kind of being tied into it. But it's all part of that play.
What's that? It's like
a little bit of apple, but the fruit isn't dominant on this. In this case, I'd say the honey is
like the honey and like a wet stone.
One of the things that jump right
definitely
out.
Like a wet granite, or even like almost like a salt stone, like cow's lick or something like that. But not.
Yeah, nice and clean.
Yeah,
nice
delicious.
And clean.
It smells delicious. It's really good.
I love this because this is just so clean right away. Hits your palate, nice, light, bright. The acidity rides all the way through the experience, right from the tip of your tongue all the way to the back of the palate, and lingers there for a little while. The flavors, while we talked about a lot of sweet flavors in the sense, they're present, but not dominant. They're not cloying. You hear people refer them to a lot. They're not over the top. They don't fight with the acidity at all. It's very well integrated, and just beautiful.
Yeah, it starts out with some good red pear, definitely some green apple, ripe green apple though, not like the super tart green apple. This is definitely more
Golden Delicious as opposed to Granny Smith.
No, I would still go Granny Smith, but I mean a ripe Granny Smith, not a Granny Smith that's too tart, which I love those as well. But I gotta add a little salt to those. This is absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Actually. It's really good.
And the apple flavors hit right away and kind of run along the side of the tongue is what I'm experiencing. They hang out. This was rated well in the few ratings I was able to find. On Cellar Tracker right now, it's at 90.7 points. The community in general, it's large, but I'd say generally pretty conservative. Anything over 90 points in Cellar Tracker it has my attention. And Steven Tanzer, professional critic, gave it 90 points as well. So it's been doing well in other people's eyes, and it's doing well with us right now.
And like some Rieslings can come off like a citrus-like acidity. I don't get that so much on this wine. It's almost like you finished off eating a Granny Smith apple, it's almost like that sort of acidity. Like it's got just enough sourness to create an acidity in the back of back of your cheeks and stuff. It's impressive. I am surprised you can get this good wine for $20-something.
It's a great buy, and this is actually a gift too, so it's great for gifts. And another thing I want to bring up, this is incredibly well made. It's very clean. The alcohol is brilliantly integrated. A lot of German Rieslings, as I've gotten more and more experience with it, and as with anything, you get more and more picky. Sometimes you get a little hint of bitterness in the back, and it's not a really big deal usually. It doesn't ruin the entire experience, but it's still like this off note that I'm just like, it's going to suffer a little bit for it. But this is clean, beginning to end.
And we're drinking these
really well done.
Just below room temperature. They were in the cellar space that we rent, and this is almost at room temperature, and it's coming off completely clean. Which is a big challenge for whites. Yeah, especially when you're talking about whites under the $20 price. No boozy notes. Very well integrated. Real good minerality that just draws on into the finish. Like exactly everything he said is totally true. It's all stuff, and this was even a leaker, which is a surprising thing.
The cork was wet to the top, which is what's
some mold.
By that. And in a lot of cases, that means your wine's going to be shot. It's been exposed to oxygen. It's suffered for it, and that happens.
We caught this at a good time, basically, is what happened.
Yeah, I bet it didn't have another year left before it really did get harmed. But quite enjoyable. And I'm gonna go 91. I really am. This is it's a pretty high rating. Like I said, I've been a favorite of it for a while, and there certainly are a few things that it could do better. But it is so clean. I'm not hesitating on that at all. It's spot on. Delivers crisp clarity, excellent flavors, and finishes well. Not overly long, but just nice acidity rolls out at the end. Very enjoyable wine.
So why wouldn't you go higher than 91?
In some cases, I like a little more complexity of flavor. I would ask for a little more fruit in the ideal case. I've also experienced, this is hard to express, but a little more interesting minerality, which is really hard to say, especially, for those of you who are more experienced with wine, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Those of you who aren't, I guess that's part of where I'm at on the curve, is I can't express it very well yet.
No, I completely agree.
Experience can be there.
I completely agree with you. Despite this being almost, perfect wine for what it is, it's not much more than just being a typical Spätlese. It doesn't have any mind-blowing fireworks, if you say. But that being said, I would drink this bottle. I would kill this bottle. I could probably do a Sunday Drinker episode and just pound the bottle from start to finish. And we might just do that at some point with this, because it's so drinkable and just delicious. And you would, any of you people out there would kill this bottle. But it just doesn't have anything that's popping out of me that makes me want to take it to another level. And so I would probably agree 90 to 91 points on this for me as well. Tending towards 90. It's a bit simple, but everything it does perfectly. This would match any sort of Thai curry sauce, any sort of mildly spicy dish. This would just be a mind-blowing addition to it.
Yeah, I'd put this up against some wines 3 times the price, and plenty for twice. Would it be the top of all of them? Not necessarily, but at its price point, this is an excellent bottle of wine. Totally a buy. Well, both of them. Obviously, these are some of our favorites we're showing tonight, but check it out if you get the chance.
Have you had any of the current vintages of this one?
I have not, and this is actually inspiring me. I'm probably going to pick some up soon, because
I can't really sense, for being an 04, I can't sense the age so much on it. It's definitely coming off vibrant. Very brisk, fresh fruit. The apple was right there in your mouth.
Right away, yeah.
Yeah. So
no hidden. So there's our 2 wines, and there's our show, and
we'll be back. And from now on, we're probably going to do wines. We'll have a show every once in a while where we do wines that are definitely close to us, or wines that we get from somebody that we want to try. And we're definitely going to do wines that are, say, in Spectator, that we disagree with, or are just interested.
Like, want to check out.
Yeah, I just got a recent episode or magazine of Spectator that had a Sauvignon Blanc that's 96 points for $29. I got to get that wine and see if it's a 96 point wine.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if it holds up myself. And like you said, so we're just hobbyists. We do this for it's a good time. We're not a part of the industry. We're not selling any wine out of this. This is just something we like to do, to improve our appreciation and experience, and hopefully share that with a few more people. So hope you had a good time and maybe learned something.
Yep. See you guys next time. Bye.